Hey guys, I'm Andy, and today I'm going to show you how to scan with the BLK360 with the Field 360 app on the iPad. Now I'm using my iPad for this, but you can also use Field 360 on your Android tablet, and soon you'll be able to use it on your phone. So I'm already connected to the BLK360's Wi-Fi, so I can go right into Field 360, and right off the bat you're going to see a thumbnail for each different project you have. I've only got one, but you can create a new one by pressing this little plus symbol at the bottom. You can name your job. I'm going to keep it job number 2. And then you can take a picture of your site just so you know what job you're using. So this picture will become the thumbnail for this project. I'm going to save that. When I go into the job, I don't have any scans in here yet, but I can take my first one now. So I'm going to set my scanner up in the middle of the room here. Now at the bottom, there's 3 little buttons. The leftmost one is a little target, and that's how I start a new scan. So I have a bunch of different options here. I can title the scan. I'm going to name it house. And here I have the different scan settings. I have 4 different buttons. The first one is the scan density setting, so I can set this low, medium, or high. And you can see a little time indicator that will show you how long the scan is going to take depending on these settings. The next button is imagery, so I can turn imagery off completely if I don't need imagery. The point cloud won't be colorized, but if you don't need it, you can really cut down your scan time considerably by doing a 40-second scan if you wanted. For this project, I definitely need imagery, and the next button is the HDR. I can toggle HDR on or off depending on my conditions. And if HDR is toggled off, I can also choose to do an automatic flash, turn flash on, or turn it off completely. For this project, because I have pretty bright light coming in through the windows, I'm going to turn HDR on, and I'm going to do a medium density scan. Once that's all set, I can click play, and it'll start the scan. All right, once the scan finishes up, all the data is going to transfer over to the iPad. And right off the bat, you can see kind of a bird's eye view of the scan data. If I tap on this scan, I can go into 360. Now I can see the panoramic image that the scanner took. And then if I tap 3D, now I can see an initial rendering of the 3D scan data. So I can navigate around. This isn't the final full quality data, but all the full quality data will be transferred over when you transfer this project to Register 360. So this looks good. I like my settings. Now I can go back and I can start my next scan. So now what I need to do is move my scanner to the second spot here. I'm going to tap on the target again to start a new scan. You can see that it used my initial name, house, and then added a 1, so it's going to iterate through the name if you want. I like those settings, so I'm going to keep them the same, and I'm going to press play to start another scan. Alright, so the second scan just finished up and transferred over. You can see I have 2 different setups here. Initially, they're just going to be dropped in the middle of my coordinate system at 0, 0, but I can tap on one of them and I can drag them around. I can tap on this circle and kind of orient them in the right way. So I'm going to tap on this one and see if I can somewhat align the 2. Now I want to register these 2 together. So if I tap on this right hand button down here, that's the link button. So it already has one setup highlighted. I'm going to tap on the second one. It's going to give me a dotted link line between them. I'm going to tap start alignment, and you'll see one scan is orange and one scan is blue. So you can make sure that they're pretty well lined up. And then I'm going to tap optimize, and that's going to snap the scans together in the right orientation. I can also check to make sure that these are oriented vertically using the button at the top here. Everything looks good, so I'm going to tap create link. Now it's going to lock those together into one bundle. So you can see if I rotate this, those 2 scans are just locked together. Now if I tap on the bundle and I tap 3D, now I can see the whole 3D point cloud bundle. I can navigate around to make sure I've captured what I need to. The next thing I want to talk about are tags. Tags are a way of adding non-scan data to your scan project. So you can see the bottom button in the middle is the tags button, and I can add tags in a bunch of different formats. So I can add an image, a video, a file from my iPad. I can add an audio recording or just simple text. So in this instance, the client wants to put a specific hook on a specific point on the wall. So what I can do is take an image of this hook, and now I can attach this to any point in the scan. So I can drop my crosshairs right where they want to put it, tap attach, and now that image is attached to the point cloud. So when I move this project over to Register 360 on the computer, I'll be able to pull up that picture. Sometimes you might not want to use your iPad for the entire project. What you can do is set the push button scan settings so you can continue your project just by pressing the button to take each scan. So if I already know what scan settings are working for this project, what I can do is tap on this little eye at the top, and I can say configure power button. Now I can go through, I'm using medium scan density and HDR images. Now I can also choose the scan delay. So this is how long the scanner will wait for you to get out of the way before starting to scan. I can save these settings. Now I don't need to use my iPad. I can go through, move the scanner to my next position, press the button, and it'll take the next scan. All right, so that scan just finished up. I only did the one scan, but you can go through and take as many scans as you want, and all of that data will always be saved to the internal memory on the BLK360. Then afterwards, you can go ahead and sync all that data back to the iPad and register it before you transfer it over to your computer. So once I'm all done scanning and I'm ready to sync all the data back to my iPad, I can go ahead, turn my iPad back on and connect to the scanner again. And I'm going to go down and just as I'm starting a new scan, but this time I'm going to go over to the scanner data tab. So now I can see all the data, all the scans that are currently saved on the internal memory of the scanner. In this case, I just took the one scan, so I'm going to select that one, and now I'm going to, up at the top right, tap this download button. So now that scan is going to come over to the iPad, and then I can register it just like I have done so far with my project. So when that scan finishes transferring over, you can see that it's dropped in the middle of my coordinate system again. I can tap it, drag it over, rotate it around to get it roughly in the right spot, and then I'm going to tap the link button, tap my second setup, and here I'm just going to tap optimize. It snaps it right into place, and I can click create link. Now I have a full bundle of these 3 scans all locked together. All right, so I can see that all my data looks really good. So that means I'm all done here on site. The next step will be to transfer this project over to Register 360 once I get back to the office. All right, so I'm back in the office and I've got my entire project on the iPad in Field 360, but the next step is to move this data over to Register 360 on my computer. So what I need to do is make sure that both my computer and the iPad are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. And then in Field 360, I'm going to tap on this little eye at the top right and check Sync Server. So this is what I need to do when I'm transferring data over to the computer. Then when I go into Register 360 on the computer, I'm going to create a new project. And then I'm going to click on this Field 360 Import button. So you'll see you have to make sure that this IP address is exactly as it's written on your iPad. You can even test the connection to see that the iPad and the computer can see each other. And then I'm going to click Add to Project. So then it's going to bring in just a quick preview of each of the projects that you have on Field 360 on the iPad. So I can see that this is a job that I did earlier. And I can see over here on job 2, this is the job that I want to import today. I don't need to import the other job, so what I can do is uncheck that one. And now I can hit import, and it's going to import all that data to the computer. All right, so once that finishes up, you can see that it's imported the data. I can click OK. And now I can see that all my data is here. So I can go into my bundle cloud. I can zoom around, and now I can see the full quality data. I can even see this tag that I put in. I can click on this button here, and it brings up the picture that I took in the field. So now I can go ahead and export this out to AutoCAD or Revit or whatever other software that I want to use this data in. So Field 360 is a great tool to use on site when you're controlling your BLK 360, and it really speeds up your workflow because you can have your entire project registered together so that there's essentially no work to do once you get back to the office. If you're already using Register 360, the Field 360 app is free. You can download it from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. If you're not using Register 360, you can download a free trial. I'll put a link in the description so you can go ahead and try it out. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.